August 2nd, 2020. It started as an ordinary day, but within hours, the skies darkened. Clouds churned violently over a quiet South Korean village, carrying a storm that would leave devastation in its wake. The rain did not merely fall, it slammed into the earth, drowning streets, swallowing homes, and washing away everything in its path. The villagers ran for shelter as the floodwater rose, tearing through their lives with merciless force. In the chaos, a small, makeshift garage collapsed under the pressure of the flood. Mud, debris, and broken wooden beams buried everything beneath it. No one thought twice about what lay under the wreckage. There was too much to salvage, too many lives to protect. But amidst the destruction, something went unnoticed. A desperate cry, muffled by the thick blanket of soil and rubble. A tiny life, trapped beneath the weight of disaster. Days passed. The storm eventually moved on, leaving behind a village in ruins. As the villagers began their slow, painful process of rebuilding, one peculiar sight caught their attention. A stray dog, thin, covered in mud, barking over and over. At the very spot where the garage had once stood, it wasn't just a bark of hunger or fear. It was urgent, desperate, and relentless. Every time someone passed, she circled the debris, whimpering, nudging at the soil with her nose, digging with her fragile paws. The villagers dismissed it at first. They had their own worries, houses to repair, roads to clear, lives to rebuild. But the dog did not leave. Day after day, night after night, she stood guard, eyes locked on the ground. And then, a rescuer, Young-suk John, noticed her. I thought her behavior was strange. Why was she still here? John recalled. The dog wasn't wandering like other strays. She had a mission. Something in her unwavering stance, in her pleading eyes, sent a chill through him, and so, he decided to dig. The first shovel hit the ground. The soil was heavy, wet, and thick with debris. The villagers, still skeptical, watched as John continued to dig, his movements fueled by an unexplainable instinct. Then, a sound, a faint whimper. John froze, his breath caught in his throat. Did he imagine it? He dug faster now, his hands clawing at the dirt, his heart pounding. And then, something moved beneath the rubble. A tiny, trembling shape emerged from the dirt. A puppy. Barely alive, covered in filth. Its frail body shivered in the cool evening air. But it was breathing. Gasps erupted from the villagers. How? How had it survived for a week beneath the ground with no food, no water, no air? Then, before the shock could settle, another cry. Another small body. A second puppy. Alive but barely hanging on. The mother dog lunged forward, sniffing and licking them frantically, her tail wagging, her eyes welling with unshed tears. She had never given up. She had known they were there, had fought for them when no one else could hear. That night, the villagers gave the dog and her two miraculous survivors a warm shelter, food, and rest. For the first time in days, the mother dog curled up beside her babies, licking them clean, her body wrapped protectively around them. The villagers watched in silence. They had just witnessed something extraordinary. August 12th. The next morning, animal rescuers arrived. The mother dog and her two surviving puppies were carefully placed into a car, ready to be taken to a shelter where they would receive care and a chance at a new life. But just as the car pulled away, it stopped. The engine died, barely 30 meters from where they had started. The rescuers frowned, confused. The car had been perfectly fine moments ago. Then, the mother dog jumped out. She didn't run away. She didn't panic. Instead, she turned and ran straight back to the ruins. She barked, loud, desperate. She stood at the exact spot where her puppies had been found. Something was still there. A rescuer, Wunju Huang, felt a chill race down his spine. Then I heard it, he whispered. A groaning sound, faint, coming from beneath the earth. The rescuers dropped to their knees and began digging once more, their fingers moving faster than ever. And then, another miracle. A third puppy, barely alive, barely breathing, but alive. Tears welled up in the rescuer's eyes. A weak, 8 days, trapped under the ground. And yet, this little one had survived. The mother dog rushed forward, nuzzling her baby, her cries echoing in the silent village. It was as if she had known all along. She had tried to tell them, and she had never stopped fighting. Just as they thought it was over. Another sound. It came from beneath the wooden pillar that had collapsed near the wall. The rescuers exchanged glances. It was impossible. Unthinkable. And yet, they dug. They clawed at the earth, lifting debris, pushing aside what remained of the garage. And then, the final puppy emerged. Tiny, weak, crying for its mother. The mother dog whimpered, licking the baby, her body trembling with relief. She had saved them. All of them. The science behind the miracle. Veterinarian Dr. Byung-Gwon Park later explained what had happened. These puppies were extraordinarily lucky. The debris that buried them was just soft enough to allow air pockets to form. Additionally, the wooden beams protected them from the full weight of the collapse. But there was something even more remarkable. Newborn puppies, Dr. Park explained, have a unique hemoglobin composition that allows them to survive in low oxygen conditions. Their bodies adapted, slowing their metabolism, conserving just enough energy to survive. And then, there was the mother. Even buried under the ground, the puppies had heard her. Her barking, her presence, her unwavering determination had given them something far greater than oxygen. Hope. The will to survive. A new beginning. The puppies were taken to a shelter where they were carefully nursed back to health. Their mother remained beside them, never leaving their side. One by one, the puppies found loving homes. Families who had heard of their miraculous survival came forward, eager to adopt them, to give them the life they had fought so hard to reach. Even the first puppy, the one rescued before the others were found, was adopted into a warm and loving home. The mother dog, once a stray, was no longer alone. She too found a family who saw in her what the world had once ignored, her unbreakable spirit. And so, the mother dog who had never given up, never stopped fighting, never stopped believing, finally got what she had always wanted: a home, a family, and the chance to love and be loved. Because miracles are real. And sometimes they come with 4 paws, a wagging tail, and a heart that refuses to give up.